All right, everybody, what we're going to do today is we're going to start planning out our rear wheels for our dragsters. So this is something that the back wheel would look like. We're going to do some basic design for it, and I'll show you a way through, and then I will tell you what I can do to help you when we're all done. Okay? So the first thing you're going to do is go to Dragster Project in PowerSchool Learning. This video instructions that you're watching right now will be a link right there. The rear wheel instructions right here will give you the numbers that you need to type in to correctly make your rear wheel. So when I get into Tinkercad, I'm going to go back and start a new design and just kind of show you from the beginning how this is going to work. Now they come up with kind of a silly name, random words for it every time. So I'm going to call this my rear wheel. You could put in your name if you wanted, rear wheel or back wheel. Then we're going to go over to the right and we're going to go down to shape generators and select all. When I do that, I've got a bunch of generators for creating things already here, but I want to go to page 2 or 3. It looks like for me it's page 3, and I'm going to find the one called wheel. You're just going to have to click through a couple of the pages, not tire this time, just wheel. I'm going to click on it and I'm going to bring a template for a wheel in. At this point, I can change the color. I'm going to make it something that I can see a little better on my screen. And I'm going to select which rim style I want. We did this for our front wheel already. So if you want something cool looking, you can change it to a different set of spokes in the middle. I'm going to choose 4, and I'm going to leave this as bore hole. Before I do anything else, I'm going to go to the bottom of my screen, and I'm going to edit my grid and change this from millimeters to inches. Now, if I'm going a little too fast, what's great is you can pause and rewind the video and double check a step if something doesn't seem to go right. Now, before I start entering in my numbers over here to change my wheel, I'm going to select this corner dot and I'm going to be able to type in and change the diameter of my wheel. I want my wheel to be 1.5 inches wide and 1.5 inches tall. At this point, if you want, you can move your view around with your mouse buttons clicked and make it easier to see. You can zoom in if you'd like, or you can just leave it alone. You can use controls on the left side of the screen to do this as well. I'm going to make sure that my wheel is selected, and I'm going to start typing in some numbers over here. For tire depth, I'm going to type in 0.13. And I'll put this on the cheat sheet for the rear wheels in a little bit here that you'll be able to click on as well. My rim depth is going to be 1.25. My center bore radius, which is the hole in the middle, is going to be 0.13. My tire width, which is how tall this is going to be 0.75. And my edge radius can stay exactly as it is. At this point, I can click out here and I can see my wheel, and I've got it pretty much set the way I want it to be. If I want to make any changes to it, I can go back and select a different rim style and have it adjust accordingly, and it will modify that to something else. I can choose a different color. That might not be the color filament that we use when we 3D print it. That's kind of where we're going to go with suggestions on it. I like to select this view over here and select top, and then I can look down on my wheel and see how it looks. At this point, there is not much else you need to do with your wheel design. It took a little while to plan out what you wanted to do, which rim style, and type in each of these numbers. And if you've done this in your Tinkercad sign-in from the past, you should be able to have it automatically share with me, so you don't have to do any sending or exporting or anything. I wouldn't mess with any of these numbers beyond what I've suggested, or it won't work necessarily correctly. At that point, what I am going to do with your file is I am going to take a cylinder. I'm going to turn that cylinder into a hole, and I am going to make this fit inside of your wheel. And I'm going to try to set it on top, and I'm going to try to remove some of this. So depending on if I've done this correctly or not with my numbers, I can basically set this in place, and then I can cut out a little bit of extra material that we won't necessarily need. So I'm just going to kind of do this roughly. Yours might look a little different, but I want to keep the video moving. You don't have to do this step. I just wanted you to see what I plan on doing. And then when I merge them together, it should cut out some. So now you've got a little less weight on your wheel design. And it's kind of hollow in the middle, but the spokes around the edge there. And this is what we will try to 3D print and put on your cars. Make sure to follow along the steps. If you need to back up, you can. But really what I want to see is an image of something that looks similar to, say, this one, with whatever rim design you choose. If you come up into some troubles, don't worry about it. Just kind of keep what you have here, and we will move forward next week.